IBS got you down?
We are.
Hello.
Our favorite
Hello.
movies of 2024.
Welcome to the evening news.
This was not an easy list, like we mentioned.
This is not easy at all. And I have to say, too, like, there was a lot of stuff I did not get to see.
Yeah.
I just didn't get to see it. And I bet it would probably be on my list.
So this is not the best of 2024 in general. This is our favorite films that we saw.
That we actually got to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
We ready?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the highest
List?
body count, so
Well, I figure what I do is some of my honorable mentions might pop up on people's lists. So I'm just going to, I'll wait on the honorable mentions.
Yeah, let's wait on this.
Oh.
Good idea. You want to go first?
I'll go first, though.
Okay.
Because I bet I have a number 10 that's probably not on either of yours' lists.
Okay.
My number 10 is VHS Beyond.
Okay.
So Scott and I are huge fans of the VHS franchise. As I always say, you just watch these movies and you just take your suspension of disbelief and you just chuck it out the window. Like, it doesn't, like, just don't worry about how they recorded it. Just don't worry about it. They're always really inventive. It's really fun to see different directors and writers do their different takes. I feel like a lot of times they featured very up and coming people. This one actually had a Mike Flanagan in it. It was like, I don't know, I feel like it's such a treat and a treasure whenever a new VHS movie comes out. We get really excited, and it's just kind of like there's a whole vibe and energy around it, especially for those of us that have been following it, you know, since day one. And I thought Beyond was really cool. Like, it's all has like a little bit of a sci-fi bend.
And they're all bangers. They're all good.
bangers.
I mean, some are better than others,
Sure.
of course. But like most of the VHSs, there's usually one that's like, oh,
Doesn't quite land with you because it's short. You know, it's any short collection. There's, but for this one, we honestly were like, I loved them all. I'm trying to think if I had a favorite segment in this one. The Mike Flanagan one is the one that I think has stuck with me the most, and that I am still trying to kind of piece out in my head. But the conjoining story was really fun of this one too.
Yeah, that was my favorite
Yeah.
by far. Like not even close. The space
Documentary thing
Yeah.
they got going on.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, that was my number 10.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Me,
now.
you, me,
Me.
you, me. I'll go.
To me, to you.
Mine is going to be a surprise. And I think Kayla's probably going to go, what? But I'm going to go for it anyway.
Cue it up.
all right.
So when I think of movies that are on my best list, there are things like, do I want to watch it again? Am I excited to see it again? Or, you know, would I never watch it again? And that helps me decide, you know, when I'm kind of like going in between what I pick.
Sure.
This movie hasn't even technically been released yet wide. Oh, no, not wide, but it came out.
Okay.
Better Man, which is the Robbie Williams movie.
With the monkey?
With the monkey. Yes.
Have you seen it? You thought it was trash.
I wouldn't call it trash, but
So,
Neil liked it. I thought it was okay.
Our first contentious.
that's right.
No contention whatsoever.
So,
No.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the film. I don't know a heck of a lot about Robbie Williams necessarily, but I do know some of his music from living in Russia because we got some English TV over there from the UK.
Yeah.
And they played a lot of his stuff at that time in 99, 2000.
Yeah.
So I got to introduce him from that. So maybe there's like some nostalgia from 25 years ago,
Yeah.
possibly as part of it. But I just thought it was really well executed.
Okay.
The monkey digital effects they did did a great job. There's some really great choreographed scenes with his music and overall as a story, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I really thought it was a fun, well done film.
Is it motion capture of Robbie?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, there's an actor playing.
Andy Serkis.
But it's his. I don't think it was Andy.
No, because the person's like super active in dances.
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing is, yes, it was executed well. The effects of this chimpanzee. I just couldn't get my head out of it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, why? You know?
You're like, this shit's bananas.
Yeah, it is. It was bananas to me, but that's what we're doing here. Different
love
program.
it.
I'm not judging anybody. I'm not. You know,
We
I've
li-
got some bizarre picks on
We
mine
listen
too.
and we don't
Yeah.
judge.
Yeah.
Does Robbie Williams voice the chimp?
Yes.
And he does the singing and the voice?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm very fascinated by this movie, and I'm really excited to see it at some point, just because I think it's like kind of a crazy concept, and I really like that.
Right.
They tried to push Robbie Williams on me when I was 13 or 14, and they were like, "You like all these boy bands? How about this older man band?" And we were kind of like, "Yeah, he's cute and pretty cool, but he's like 10 years older."
He didn't really catch on here, did he?
Yeah,
He did not catch on.
because he was already in Take That. So when he was younger,
Oh, okay.
which I
right.
think was around like New Kids in the Block era. I could be wrong.
I do not remember that.
And in that same
at all.
boy band, late 90s, early aughts moment, they were like, New Kids on the Block were like coming back around. And again, they were trying to be like, girls, don't you like these slightly older men? And we were like, I mean,
Yeah, we've got
ones that are,
Backstreet Boys
and Insane.
and Insane.
Yeah, and even 98 Degrees looked old. Like, but does it follow his rise to fame?
Yeah. No, it starts with him as a kid.
Yeah.
And
Because he
then
had an interesting childhood, I know that.
right, he did. Yeah, I know. It was everything. His dad was like, what was he, a circus performer or something? If I remember right.
He was,
But am I thinking of a different movie?
a circus performer?
No. Okay, I'm thinking of a different movie.
Yeah, no. He was
What's your pick?
a policeman who like sang and told jokes on the side. Then, yeah.
What am I thinking of? There's another movie where some dad went off to be like a performer somewhere.
Honey Boy?
This wasn't it. Didn't he go be off to be? Didn't he leave the family to go
He
be a
leaves to
performer?
go perform. but
Magic?
not-
Any magic even? No, I might be thinking of another film where that happened. But anyway,
I don't know. I may have
You
blocked it
are-
out because I'm still like,
This is only number
what?
one pick from
I
me.
know.
So we got more to
what's
talk
the
about.
chimpanzee doing
Were
here?
you on shrooms when you saw this movie? Second question, follow-up question.
Okay.
Is it addressed that he's a chimp?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No.
So
never.
that was an artistic,
Ever.
Yes.
Yes.
I think
fascinating.
I read something or whatever about it, and I think it's just that's how he sees himself.
being
It's just
performed.
as a performing monkey. And I think something like that.
Does he turn out to be the monkey in Nope?
Yes. Yes, he does.
Brady or
Damn it! That was the reveal.
Damn it! I'm too good at what I do.
You are too. What do you got, Caleb? Number 10.
Number 10. I don't know. I'm just gonna pick one. Furiosa.
I didn't see that.
Yes, and it's probably number 10 because they did less of the practical effects.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, still a pretty cool origin story. I love the Mad Max world. I think it's a lot of fun and inventive, and so yeah.
I liked the first one. I'm sure I'll like it. I just didn't watch it. Did you see it?
I did.
What'd you think?
Yeah, I cared for it less than I was hoping I would.
Oh,
And for the same reason that Caleb has it at number 10, because a lot of the practical stuff was not there,
Yeah.
like it was in that the
first
the
one.
newer of the
Yeah.
ones,
Yeah.
in that regard. So that probably knocked it a peg or two
Yeah.
for me, out of my top 10. Yeah.
This is also like, I think this has kind of happened before, but I'm getting the feeling that you kind of did this too, where it's kind of like maybe 1 and 2 and 3 are my top 3, but really they're all pretty even. Like when it gets into it, yeah. I mean, really, even just 1 and 2 are kind of like the only for sure 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Like
For me, it's more like 3, 4, and 5. I
Okay.
could almost interchange it.
interchange them.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Because I really liked the Charlize.
Yeah, that was a
Tom Hardy one.
it's
That one
fantastic.
That was
to me
a
was
really good movie.
just
Yeah.
brilliant. You know.
Yeah. That's one of those cool ones too, where it's like so many people that you wouldn't think would like that movie liked that movie.
Mhm,
yeah.
Like it just like it really was.
Well, I think there's a lot of people who don't realize what it means to do like real action well.
Yeah.
Without
all those cars.
yeah,
and,
all that choreography they had to go on.
Desert and
Yeah.
you know.
And now it's like we know that like they didn't get along, the two leads and stuff, which is like crazy because they have really good chemistry. But
Yeah, but just all that stunt work that goes into all those cars and everything, like
Yeah.
real happening.
Right.
So
It's
It's
awesome.
wild.
Anyway.
It's so awesome.
number 9.
Number 9, this is my tie. So at number 9, I have a tie, In a Violent Nature and Mads.
Okay.
Did either of those make it on anyone else's list?
No.
Have you seen them?
Yes.
Yes. No, I haven't seen Mads,
You
but I
haven't
did
seen
watch In a Violent Nature last night.
In a Violent Nature, I've seen twice because I
Okay.
saw it in theaters and then I saw it when it dropped on Shudder. I'm a very big fan of little movies that could.
Mhm.
Like, No Money, Wing and a Prayer, and like all of the people who worked on it, like they posted on the Shudder socials, they all got like the hook as like a tattoo. Like I thought, because it's like you can tell it's like they really poured their like heart and soul into it. And it was one where it's like, I'm not saying everything about it was completely perfect and like there wasn't wrinkles and creases in there, but I liked it a lot. I liked that it felt very different to me, and I want to see what else those filmmakers like have to do. Like, I'm like, what else can they do? Because this was really cool. I found parts of the movie very meditative as we're walking. I know that was
the walking was.
that was a lot of people's complaints, but I actually really liked hearing the nature sounds and the crunching. I've always wondered, what is the slasher doing when everyone else is like,
yeah.
Right.
When the backstory is being laid for the.
Yeah.
When everyone's
people who are about
fornicating
to
in the
die.
cabin.
Yeah.
And they kind of, I also like when they take tropes and they put them on their head a little bit, and they did that in some of these. And just like we kind of like come in at like mid conversations sometimes among the other people, and I don't want to spoil it, but it's like there's something that the killer wants, and he's very single-minded and focused in it, and once he gets what he wants,
Yeah.
He's not a.
yeah, and there's a supernatural bend to it and stuff. So yeah, in a Violent Nature, I was very charmed.
Yep.
Charming film.
It's an honorable mention for me.
I love
It's in
it.
my honorable mention list.
So Mads,
Mads, yeah.
I've been wanting to see, and then it dropped on Shudder, thank God.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I gotta watch it. It's a French film, full of French people, and it is one shot. Love a one-shot movie. And there's been some people saying it's not really one shot. There's, every time there's a one-shot movie, people say it's not really one shot. But anyway, I'm going with it. I'm believing the hype that it's one shot. But it does really clever things because it doesn't just follow one person.
Right.
It follows multiple POVs. And a lot of the movie is like one person at a time
Yep.
acting and carrying it. And I thought that was really cool. If you look it up, you can kind of know what the plot is, but basically, to keep it very simple, this guy named Roman, I think is his name.
Yeah.
He just graduates high school, and there's going to be a party later, and he goes to his dealer, and he tries some new shit, and he goes on a wild night, and then you kind of realize that there's also another thing going on in the
Right.
movie.
And is it possibly caused by that?
I don't know, maybe.
Right?
I think so.
That's kind of what I got. from
Yeah,
it, but-
that's what
okay.
I got too.
Okay.
But it's also a little bit left up in the air.
Yeah.
But I was just really impressed by, again, a single shot, kind of a quiet film, but it's really bloody, but it really held my attention too. So
Yeah,
I kind of liked
interesting.
pairing these two movies together because they kind of have a little bit
Similar,
of an
yeah.
experimental thing going on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I saw Mads as well
Yes.
this week, and it didn't make my top 10. I know some other people put it really high up on their list for this
Yeah.
year. I don't think it
I wouldn't quite go that
could go
high.
that high. 'Cause,
Yeah.
someone I saw actually said like they thought the performances were like they actually said like Oscar worthy,
Damn.
and I was kind of like, I think that's
It's so hard to say.
that's kind of pushing it
Yeah.
on this movie, to say that. But it was clever in the way it handed off the focus, the spotlight to the other characters, and then because it wasn't like it stayed in one location, it moved all over the
Oh
city.
my god! And again, to be one take, and you're
Yeah.
like on cars, you're on a fucking scooter at one point.
Right.
It's like
That,
on a
that's.
bike.
I honestly spent more time watching how they were doing things,
Yes.
like than actually watching so much because it was like, at one point, yeah, the camera's clearly just moving with probably a person in a Steadicam, but then at some point they got them on a moving vehicle of some kind
Yeah.
to follow the thing, and then that person got off and went inside of the restaurant.
And you're not seeing the edges
right
and stuff.
So it's pretty.
Yeah.
That was well done.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yes, Scott.
Is it true? Is it true one shot, or is it kind of like
That's why I said there's
that
people
war
who.
movie where they have some
1917.
There are people who
has-
say there's some clever editing to it, but if so, it's like 1917 where it's real clever
Yeah.
and it's not
Because
obvious.
there are a few points where something happens, and you're like, oh, that could be a
to-
cut right there,
right.
kind of thing.
But it's definitely one shot enough.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're still doing some extended.
Yeah, he's still doing some
Okay.
cool shit. Yeah.
Sorry, no, go.
All right, my number
Nine.
8.
Oh.
9.
Nine.
Sorry, 9.
Nine.
Another surprise, perhaps. The Wild Robot.
Oh, I haven't seen
The
that.
Wild Robot.
Such a sweet, yeah. Definitely an honorable mention. Could have been on my top 10 though.
Yeah, I went long and hard on this, trying to go back and forth, and
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I just really like this film. It was an animated, sweet, really well done little film.
Is it like a family movie?
Yes.
Yes.
It's a family film, and yeah, it's. You know,
But there's enough in it to hold an adult's attention span.
Right.
I thought it was brilliant.
Would producer Scott love it? He loves a robot.
I would think so. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you would like it.
Is it
I
a
think so.
singing robot?
It does not sing,
Does it clean?
but it's just the movie's.
Is it Roomba?
It takes care of animals out in the forest.
Yes.
You would love it.
It's movie's got.
You would absolutely love
Well,
it.
I don't know enough about it, so that's why I'm asking questions. Like, I don't know about
Yeah, no, I would highly recommend it. It's
Yeah.
got it's got a lot of heart, to it, and it's just really well done.
Is
you
there
know.
voice actors in it that
Yeah.
we'd recognize?
Lupita Nyong'o
We love the
is the robot, and then
Queen.
so yeah, I just liked it a lot. I recommend folk.
Would it be an honorable mention for you?
It definitely could. Yeah, it'd be in my top 20 for sure.
Mm.
It could be in my top 10, but it's just not how I have it numbered right now.
He's just not wired that way.
So honestly, I thought we were only doing 5, but fortunately, I had a shit ton of honorable mentions.
Good.
So
You're just plugging them
I
in.
was kind of like, all right, I guess that one goes there.
You're like, oh, very good, very that. Let's move that up. What was your number 9?
Number 9, Dune Part 2. Fucking love those movies. So good. I think they're filmed so wonderfully. I love the acting. I love the source material. I've read the first book 2 or 3 times now, probably.
Yeah. How far have you gotten in the series?
They go really off the rails, so they get weird. So not very far. But I've heard some things.
Do you want to hear something really sad?
Especially when
we haven't seen Dune 1 or 2 yet.
you're missing out.
know,
Actually,
we're-
you guys might like it. Neil
I-
doesn't like him because he doesn't like that world building type stuff.
I think I would love them.
So-
I think we're gonna love
I
them.
love
Yeah.
the books. I love the original movie for
Yeah,
what it is.
me too, of
Right.
course. It's my
what are
guy.
the chances we could maybe get those in theaters again for like a one-night event?
Feels like if you pay $400.
That's like a 6-hour
I know. That's,
event.
Oh yeah, I can't sit and watch both back.
But
to
I also
back.
love how do you say his name? Denis Villeneuve, the director.
It's very good.
You
yes.
know, I just seem to like his movies. You know, if you've seen Prisoners or the Blade Runner,
Oh,
The newer one.
the newer one
Yeah.
that came out, they're just very visually stunning, and they're just always well acted.
Yeah.
when does the third one come out? Do you know?
I don't know. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Because we want to be current because we want to see the third one in theaters. So like we just have to get caught up on our Dune. It's very shocking we have not seen Dune.
Okay.
We almost watched it the other night.
Oh, okay. And then, not Prime.
But then I made my choice.
And then, yeah. Way to go, Scott.
And watch Special Victims
Well,
Unit.
I thought I was going to get to pick 2 movies. It's like it's either Dune or it's 2 movies.
You
So instead
did
I
not.
picked 1 movie and then Sandra picked a second.
You jumped 2 feet into Ricky Stenicki and you did not blink. Don't believe him.
But Max also just put out a prequel that takes place 10,000 years before the Dune. And that's over now. I've watched that as well.
Was it a show?
It's a show. Yeah, it's like 6 episodes, I think.
Oh dang. Is that one a book? Don't know.
I think it is based on what's the author's name?
Herbert.
Frank Herbert's son's writing.
Oh,
Took his dad's ideas and kind of tweaked some things.
fascinating. Wow. Okay. So Neil says skip Dune.
No, actually, I actually don't hate these movies or even dislike them.
It's just not your thing.
Yeah, it's just not,
Yeah.
But I like the first one more than the second one, I believe.
Okay.
but I still don't know what the fuck is going on in these movies. So, but
It's very like Game of Thrones, and
and that's when I start to glaze over.
And there's like
Yeah.
different houses that
High
have
fantasy.
control of
Yeah.
things.
The
and-
machinations behind the
Yeah.
throne.
Exactly.
And that's when
That's when you
There's
check
all
out.
this like wheeling and dealing behind the
Yeah.
scenes.
There's a lot of people who like sci-fi and fantasy that don't like that stuff too. So that's not like exclusively like if you like those genres, you'll love machinations behind the throne.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. All right.
Number 8.
Number 8.
Do you want to change order at all, or are we good in this one?
Number 8,
We're okay.
I chose Quiet Place Day 1.
Ah.
Did that make anybody's list?
No,
I have not even seen it.
but I did consider it though.
Okay, so maybe an honorable mention.
Yes.
Is it just because of the cat?
No, I thought it was really good. I thought Lupita was
She's-
fantastic.
She's phenomenal, and she's done 3 horror movies now. She's a certifiable scream queen, and we need her. She's the scream queen we need. She's fantastic in this movie. Everybody's fantastic in it. Of course, the cat is beyond adorable.
Yes.
It's like, I don't know. It's just like, it's really beautiful. I like the first Quiet Place a lot. The second one, I like the first half, and then it kind of, just gets
Muddled.
forgettable, frankly, muddled. And then
Went all Walking Dead.
yeah, something like that. And so then for this one, I was like, this is such a good cast, and they're all amazing in it. Powerful. I had a standard tear at the end. I love that her and is it Joseph Quinn is in it? He's in Stranger Things. Their characters are platonic.
Mhm.
Everything does not have to be a fucking romance. And there's something about her character too. It's a real big part of it, but I don't want to spoil it in case you haven't seen it.
Right.
That I think is really cool representation that we don't get enough of in movies. Yeah, loved it. I know producer Scott loved Quiet Day 1 too. Quiet Place 2.
Yeah, at the beginning of the film, where you learn what is going on with her.
Yeah.
That's kind of what helps sell it for me is
You're like,
the
oh,
earnestness of what she's going through
yeah.
and how she feels.
And to be going through the end of the world
Right.
while you're also kind of going through this.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then she had a whole life. We don't think about the lives people had in these movies a lot of the times.
Yep.
And the cat is 10 out of 10. And I love watching
Yeah, the
people on
cat's cool.
social media do the challenge if their cat would survive in a quiet place or not. You guys have seen those? It's
I haven't
very
seen it.
cute.
I haven't.
We would have to put down our cat.
Our cat.
Fireplace.
We'd be dead. I mean, the minute the aliens land.
It's literally be all meow.
Yeah, it'd be all over.
It'd be all over.
Wow.
I hear
I
you.
can't believe that came out last year.
I know, it
I
came out
know.
over the summer.
I was going back over the list. I'm like, that was this year?
Yeah.
For as fast as the year seemed to go. Thinking back on some of the movies I saw at the beginning of the year,
Yeah.
like the Lisa Frankensteins and
I
the
never even saw that.
Drive Away Dolls, and like just so long ago.
Well, you'll have to watch Quiet Place Day 1 and tell us what you think.
Okay.
So that was my number 8.
Okay, my number 8.
Yep.
Immaculate.
That's an honorable mention for me.
Okay, honorable mention.
Not of mine. Haven't seen it.
Okay, yeah, I was waiting to see it for many months. Finally got a chance, and I thought it was awesome. I don't know Sydney Sweeney very much from anything. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen anything
Yeah.
that she's been in.
I was
can
so
think
impressed
of,
with her.
But I know her name. Everyone just kind of writes her off. It seems like half the time, from what I see on things.
Yeah.
But, I thought she did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
I believe she was a producer in the film, if I remember correctly.
Oh, she might have been. I don't remember.
As well. But I thought the film had great subject matter, and I love how it ended. And I think
Oh, that
and
ending
there's a great scene where she's going through some major
stuff.
and it's like just a shot of her face while she's doing this thing. I don't want to give it away, but it's just you can see the pain
It's visceral.
that she's in. I mean, it's hardcore. And then I think it's a really good film.
If you're like me and you love religious
And-
imagery, especially like Catholic
Yeah.
like imagery, the movie has some absolutely gorgeous shots. Really, really cool. And the whole movie, you just have that kind of fever dream feeling.
Right.
Like, yeah, definitely an honorable mention. And I'd watch it again. I'd probably watch it a couple times because it's eye candy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Cool.
great in it.
Excellent.
All right, Caleb, what are you picking for us?
8.
Dartboard.
is, Fall Guy.
All right. Okay.
This movie made me so happy, and it's like one of those things where a lot of people like were kind of talking shit about it, and it like made me mad a little bit because I just loved it.
You guys raved
so
about
much.
it.
I got to see it it was an early screening, but everybody else in my circle had already seen it because they screened it in Vegas. So it was just me, Theater 12 at the Roxy, if you know, you know. And I was just so happy. It just reminded me of this like summer popcorn film that,
the joy.
you know, I don't know. I walked out just so happy and just like swore that it was going to be a major, huge hit, and it wasn't. But doesn't matter. I loved it.
You know what I've heard people say a little bit is that it's like bound to be a cult classic, and like
Maybe.
yeah, that's because a lot of like people who saw it seem to have really loved it.
Yeah. But I also heard like, you know, I didn't realize there was going to be so much romance in it, or I didn't, you know, like they have just all these things. Someone told me it was boring. Yeah.
That's the cardinal sin.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know how we're watching the same movie and you thought that was boring.
Right. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great film.
No,
Yeah. I
Honorable mention.
absolutely loved it.
How many honorable mentions do I
Yeah.
have? I don't know.
As many as you
Many as you
want.
want.
Okay.
Neil.
Yeah, I thought it was a fantastic film. I've seen it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
You know what? My wife loves it, so
Right.
I know I watched it once with her, twice with her, once in the theater. Yeah, I've seen it 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still not sick of it.
No, I think it's a
Yeah.
fun film.
And-
I love that it honors stuntmen in the industry and everything.
Yes. And that was the other thing. Like, some people didn't know any of that stuff that they were doing was either real, that they were breaking stunts, and
I think probably
you
no
know,
one knew that.
and that's the other thing where I was just like, this is awesome.
Right.
You
Did they
know.
not market it very well, I wonder? It's
I don't
possible.
know.
Yeah, I mean that could have
I
maybe
don't know.
been possibly put out there a little more, that what the stunts they're doing are real world
Mhm.
record stunts.
Right.
But
Yes, because that's really like I remember when you guys were talking about that. I was like, I had no idea.
And
Yeah.
just Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. I mean,
I love her to begin with.
yeah.
So
The English.
But- the English.
No,
The English.
I love both of them. You know, Ryan Reynolds doing comedy. There has
funny.
not been one that I have not loved. You know.
Yeah, the Gosling is good.
Yes.
The Gosling.
Yeah.
It's good for the Gosling.
But yeah, I do. I have a thing for Emily Blunt. I think.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, she's amazing,
I just think
and she can do it all.
no,
too.
she's a great actress.
Whether it's like Edge of Tomorrow, or
Yeah,
you know,
or
The
comedy.
English, or you know, Mary
Drama,
Poppins, or
Yeah,
Mary Poppins. Yeah, she was a great Poppins.
she was.
Yeah.
She's very talented,
hmm
and I think she's cute.
we are very jealous of John Krasinski.
Some of my
Hats off to
favorite
you, sir.
like things is when we talked about the English. And like there was some really like, if you go back in our archives, we've got some comedy gold talking
It's a
about
good show.
You should watch.
Go
it.
watch it on
I know,
Amazon.
events
The
one day.
English. No,
Watch
I'm
it.
I'm talking to the you out there.
But you guys also. I'm telling you, that bad guy.
Yeah.
that they
Oh,
introduced,
he
he was awesome.
What's your number 8?
I did my number 8.
did.
You did?
You're up.
Number 7 to you.
Number 7 already.
Already, we're like a half hour in.
Okay. My number 7 is Terrifier 3.
Oh,
Didn't see it, by the way. So
Didn't see it?
yeah.
Seen it?
yes.
Okay. Did you like it? We never talked about it.
We haven't talked about it.
Okay.
We still haven't talked about it.
Well, I loved it. Producer Scott loved it. Big fans of Terrifier 1. As we did an episode about Terrifier 1 and 2. 2 gets a little, like, it has some great scenes, but there just wasn't enough Art the Clown for me. I'm here for the clown, people. That's what I want. And I feel like they listened to us in the third one. I feel like the editing got a little tighter. You know, there was like a couple of things that it's like, if this were the second movie, they would have filmed this, but instead it's okay, it can just be exhibition. Like, you know, they can just talk about it. We don't have to see it. I love that Art the Clown was just unhinged as always. They keep raising the stakes with these movies to do more and more disgusting things. A lot of people were mad that in the first movie there's a very visceral cut that happens to a female and then there wasn't kind of the equal side of that until the third movie, when a very visceral cut happens to a male, and it was like, see, they listened, like they're actually listening, and they're like, we get this for you. It goes a religious place that I was eating up with a fucking spoon. As I said, I love religious imagery. Very excited. I want Terrifier 4 to be set on Easter. Yes, Scott? Oh, you look like you want to say
Yeah,
something.
I thought so too.
Okay. Yeah. Ugh. I don't know what. I am torn with this film.
What?
I don't know what it is. I love gore. I love splatter.
Who are you?
I know, and I love it for that, but I wonder if they're pandering too much. You know what I mean? I
Typical Gen Xer has to take something awesome and be like, damn the man.
I don't know.
He's gone too mainstream. His costume was in Spirit Halloween.
We loved a lot of the Spirit Halloween stuff. We did.
No, it's
Yes,
funny
absolutely.
because, and Neil and I have spoken about this on CULTSHOW Radio, where art is now having that moment that Freddy Krueger had, where
Yeah.
he's the bad guy, but he's now
He's crossed over.
he's
Yeah.
He's an icon.
He's
He rang the bell
he's
on Wall
beyond.
Street.
That's right. He did.
Right?
Yeah.
We're waiting for his album now. Yeah.
Is that kind of what?
Art sings the blues.
Art sings the blues, and you hear nothing.
Is that kind of what's happening here? Are you feeling a little?
No.
No. I'm just. This is just
No.
from me. This is my.
No, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Expectations too high.
I can't put my finger on it because I was done watching it. I was just like, why am I feeling like this? You know what I mean? But I don't know. I
feel that
the cut this you're talking about, you know, I mean, and then the different actors, the name actors who are showing up in it, doing the little cameos. I don't know.
Neil?
I liked it better when it was smaller, I guess, and I don't know, and art was, but now I don't know. I can't explain it.
Neil,
That being said, I didn't hate it by any means.
So Terrifier went a direction on 2 that is different from its roots. Just by its nature, right?
Okay.
1 is a very different film than 2 and 3.
Okay.
I think 1 is the best film of the Terrifier series. I'm with you on that. But you know, once you accept the fact that it has gone a different direction than where it started, and has a storyline reason for going that different direction, like an in-world excuse to go that direction. 3 is all about giving the fans exactly what they wanted.
It is.
And
I like that.
And I think that's okay. I think that's okay.
And maybe that's part of my problem is that there's every instance it's art going from scene to scene to scene, creating guts and blood and all the good things that we love. You know what I mean? But
that you're always asking for.
Yes,
I
you
like
are.
it. I want
You
more.
are.
I am, but I guess but I maybe don't feel that it was wrapped in a cohesive way. Maybe I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not. We don't want to spend the whole time dissecting because we have so much more to get to.
I do have a
Maybe
counterpoint. I
should-
have to
Oh,
make
go ahead.
them.
Go ahead. Aside from everyone is insulting me, but go ahead.
Are you forgetting about the most important cameo in the film?
Which one?
Tom Savini.
Yes. Okay, I'm not forgetting about it.
Tom
I
Savini,
did go
who doesn't just pop out
Right.
of the woodwork anymore for anything,
Right.
was like, I need to do this cameo. And that's a baton moment.
Okay.
He's passing a baton.
Right. Okay.
Like,
That's what you do.
you know what? I think I can Zardoz you.
Okay.
Neil's like, fuck Tom Savini.
Screw that.
I think-
Overrated.
I think if we watch it as a family, as God intended Terrifier 3 to be watched with producer Scott, we're just gonna laugh and throw back our heads
I'm
and
too
slap our
scared.
knees.
I'm too scared.
Okay. All right.
Let's see.
Let's move
I
on.
don't know. Yeah.
7.
To me, yeah. Okay. Number 7, The Devil's Bath. Am I allowed to-
Honorable mention.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah.
Oh, only honorable mention. Okay.
I'm surprised it made your honorable mention.
Oh, you didn't like it at all? Wow.
No, I didn't say that. Go on.
Okay, The Devil's Bath, a period piece involving a young lady who is very unhappy with her circumstances, goes into a clinical depression, one would call it now.
We would call it now. They didn't
Right.
have that word back then.
Right.
They you were melancholy.
Basically, and it's, from what I understand, based on real things that were going on
400
back in the time.
people documented in German-speaking countries.
Right. That
Went through
basically
this.
went through a the depression
1700s.
that ended up with them basically committing crimes just to put themselves out of misery because they would be executed for the crimes.
Specifically, women, mostly, in these
Yes.
400 documented times, this is in the 1700s, would murder a child. Then they would go get forgiveness from the church, so their souls would be clean because these were very Catholic people, and then they would be executed because they wanted to end their lives, but they couldn't in their religion.
Right. The religion would not allow them.
Yeah.
So you,
That's horrific.
It is very fucking
Wow.
horrific.
So
Yeah.
so you didn't care for it as much because of the film itself and how it told the story, or the subject matter in general?
So here's the thing: the people who make this, they made Goodnight Mommy, they made The Lodge.
Yeah.
They're fantastic filmmakers.
They know slow burn.
Oh, and they love Bleak. And the problem, I'm putting this in quotes, with this movie is it made me very depressed.
Okay.
It made me incredibly sad and borderline uncomfortable with how sad I was. I love history. I love horror set in history. I love folklore, and this is kind of a folk horror thing too. Not folklore, but it's like folk horror.
But it involves religion at the same time.
Yeah, and like all these things that just like tick, tick, tick for Sandra, but it made me so sad.
Too
It
bleak.
made me so sad because this was a real thing that people had to go through. And when you've had people in your life that are in similar mindsets, and you think about the way we've progressed in mental health, and there's also so many of the things that are challenges in the movie for our lead woman Agnes. Yeah, it's a little different now, but those challenges still exist, the societal pressure, and that's like very important. They wanted to highlight and showcase these real people that this really happened to and draw a parallel to what we still go through today.
Mhm.
And so it's a tough subject. It's just a hard subject. And the movie was absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous. The lead actress, phenomenal. For all of these reasons, it's like absolutely, utterly fantastic, but I found it devastatingly sad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never going to watch it again.
I probably won't either. Yeah.
And some of the things that people do with body parts and fluids, those are real things they did.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Those are real.
No,
And you like look at that and you're like, the fuck?
yeah. But it had some really stark imagery that has stuck with me.
Oh, it'll stick with
You
you
know,
forever.
but just like, and
Yeah.
just even this scene where like where Agnes is sitting with the decapitated body of another woman who went through the same thing she's about to go through.
Yeah.
And it's just that scene of her sitting there with this body
Yes.
that she's so depressed. She like is almost commiserating with it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And to me, I was just like, damn.
Doesn't it sound like a gay romp, everyone?
Yeah.
And
I don't
I
know. It moves. The
Jumping
movie
all
moved.
over that one.
It's very moving. It's
Yeah.
super moving. Because when Neil finished it, he's like, if you haven't watched it, this is like top 10 like territory. You said something like that. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll definitely watch it. And again, I'm beyond impressed. It should win every fucking award that is out there. It won't get nominated for shit.
Right.
But it's just like, it's so devastating. It's kind of hard for me to like recommend it to somebody. Like, I told some people that I know who have similar things, I was like, watch it on a day where you're feeling like real good. Like,
No.
don't watch it on a low day. Yeah.
Scott, you watch it too, or
No, he didn't.
Okay.
I shielded him.
I did not watch it. I have heard all about it now, and I don't want to watch it for the same reason I don't want to watch Kylo Ren get a divorce, whatever that movie is called. Like,
Oh, the
yeah, right. Like,
Scott and I use that as like our comparison for everything because we actually
Oh.
don't really like. You
Yeah.
can
I'm sure it's a great movie. I'm sure it's
It was well
incredibly
done.
well acted.
Yeah,
I'm
it
sure
was.
the script is wonderful. I don't want to see it.
We have in fact even like compared other movies that we kind of want to see that are dramatic, and we're like, is this Kylo Ren and Black Widow screaming at each other because we can't watch that again? We can't go
It
there.
took me a minute. I'm like, Kylo Ren gets a divorce.
You can, and
And then I remember it because I haven't seen that movie either.
No, it's
Because
too much.
why? You know, I've
I
been
don't
through
know
enough
exactly,
I've been through enough breakups to know that like
Yes.
this isn't going to leave me in a good
it's
place.
the emotional turmoil sort of thing. Like you
Yeah.
could, I hate splitting hairs about what's horror and what's not horror, but you could argue that The Devil's Bath is not a horror movie and it's just a drama. Like you could argue that.
Historical drama.
Yeah, and so it's kind of like dramas, like they can be hard to watch, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever number we are on.
7.
Okay, this is kind of a weird one. And this movie flopped, for lack of a better word, and it had a large theatrical release. But Saturday Night,
Ah, okay.
Oh yeah, you really liked it.
I really, really liked this movie. It is not an accurate, from what I understand,
It's fictionalized.
opening night of the very first episode of Saturday Night Live, but the way it's told, it's like a play in a way. It is chaotic and just like people yelling and trying to get things done, interjected with just funny bits. Jim Henson and Andy Kaufman being just two of them.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I did.
You know, and this is again, I walked out of this going like, this is gonna be huge. I don't think I'm very good at my job. Yeah, actually, I think I kind of suck because for whatever reason, I don't know. It's all just a feeling to me, and
Vibes.
what I don't know vibrates my heartstring just isn't what America wants to see.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was great. Yeah, absolutely. No, you might want to hand me that broom. I saw it at a screening that Jason Reitman.
Oh shit! Oh shit! No, no.
His name dropped. Oh, that probably sounded wonderful.
That Jason Reitman was there for,
Okay.
and he introduced it.
Was he the
Right.
director?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Sweep that
name off
the
that,
floor.
that name drop off.
But it was at a thing in L.A.
Yeah.
And so he says
Is that a thing in LA?
that,
Okay.
that they got all what happened in that night from interviewing tons of different people.
Okay.
And that's what he said.
All right.
And I'm assuming including Lauren Michaels and
People don't want to
many
fess
other
up to
cast
it.
members. I don't know. So how much of it is true or isn't?
Yeah.
He
I don't know.
claims that they
if
interviewed lots
if
of
it's
people.
true, it's a hell of a
But
story. You know,
It is a hell of a story.
how they got that first
Yeah.
episode.
No, it's really well done. Fun film. I thought it was great.
It's really cool. I think if you have a chance, give it a shot.
I agree.
Please.
No, it's cool. I thought it was really cool. Really well done.
Neat. Neato. Number 6.
Number 6.
Heretic.
I have it higher.
Okay. Have you seen it yet?
Missed it.
Okay. We will put a pin in Heretic.
I couldn't find a place to watch it.
It's I can't wait to talk about it.
Okay.
Because again, we're in the mush pot now.
Yeah,
it's all
we are
it's all
getting
good.
there. Right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna come back to it when it's up on my list then because it's higher.
Fabulous.
Okay.
My number 6 is probably might get vetoed for now. Oddity.
Yes, we're gonna come back to that.
Okay, come back to Oddity.
I have Oddity. Oh, that's we're saying.
Okay, we're
All
6.
right.
Yeah.
We're gonna put a pin in Oddity.
So that moves us to 5 for Sandra.
Number 5 for me is Long Leg.
No, I've got it
I
higher.
have it higher.
I almost had it higher, but my heart went out with something.
Okay.
You have it higher, so we'll put a pin in Long Legs. What's number 5?
I'm really surprised by these two being at 6 and 5 for Sandra. I was expecting these.
Well,
to be
just
in the
wait
top
until you
3
hear what-
territory.
Just wait, okay?
Okay, so that means my number 5.
Yeah.
Which is gonna be higher on Sandra's
Right.
list. The Substance.
Hey, that's my 5.
Okay, I have it higher.
Okay.
And I swear, we did not talk.
Okay, so now we're up back to Heretic then. Because
Up back to
it's my
Heretic.
number
Okay.
4,
Okay.
right? Because now we're up to 4.
Yes, I think.
Is that how it works? Would she do her 4? I guess you
we
do
should
her 4.
her 4.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
My 4 is Late Night with the Devil.
Okay, I don't know.
I don't know.
Ooh, haters. Okay, Heretic.
You knew.
Oh, wait. So then, do we talk about number?
Late Night with the Devil.
You talk about Late
Yeah.
Night with
Okay.
And then we move to Heretic.
You
My-
had seen Late Night with the Devil.
Yes.
You like Late Night,
That's
It's
Caleb
just
seems
not
to
on
do.
our list.
but you liked it.
It's okay. You knew that.
I as well thought it was okay.
Going in, we
I did not.
we did an episode
not
where we
fall
said those
deep.
exact same
I
words.
must have rewritten it in my head.
Yeah.
We love Late Night with the Devil.
Yeah.
After watching the fucking bleakness of the Devil's Bath, I actually had to put on Late Night with the Devil as Bleach.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
This is another little movie that could kind of vibe.
Absolutely.
I love David Dastmalchian. I can never say his name.
Yeah.
I love him. He's
cool.
He's a true, real horror fan.
He is, yeah.
If I love him on social media when he talks to famous people in coffins, it's very funny. He's hilarious. I love that there's a little bit of a Sonoma County tie in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that movie and I kind of disassociate into it, which is kind of like the best way I can put some movies. Like, if I didn't, obviously grow up watching Johnny Carson and these kind of 70s shows, I've seen later talk shows, but it feels of the period and of the time to me. There's a couple little twisties in there that I really, really loved. I love the look of the movie, the feel of it. I love the child actress. I love a creepy kid. She's fantastic in it. It's just like it's just short and sweet, and like I said, I can't put it any better than when I watch that movie, I just melt into that movie and I'm so immersed in it.
Yeah.
I love the skeptical bent in it too, because I love that sort of thing too.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I really liked the film, and it's in my top 10, I would say, for the year. I think it came out at the perfect time for that film. It had been a little while since it really felt like there was like something kind of original in the horror space.
Yeah.
It kind of kicked off the whole year and just the incredible year of horror that
I was just going to say that exact same
I
thing.
mean-
Like, there was a little bit of buzz with stop
Yeah.
motion early in the
Right.
year, but this was the thing where all the horror fans started coming out, watched it in a theater,
Yeah.
were talking about
Yeah.
it. That was cool to me.
Great
Yeah.
sound. I liked watching it in the theater for the sound.
It wet the whistle for the rest of the for the rest of the year.
Absolutely.
I think if it came out at the end of the year after all of these other films like Long Legs and Heretic, I think it may have actually been more disappointing in
Or may have just
in
gotten
the
lost.
moment.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just talk about just perfect timing
Yeah.
for the film. I do really like it, but I think it ended up being one of the weaker films of the year because of how strong the year was.
Wounds me.
I mean, I'll just go ahead and say it now. I felt like every single horror movie that I saw, I was like, oh, okay, well, this is the best film.
I know. Yes,
And
me
then
too.
the next one
Yes.
will come out, oh,
Yeah.
no, this is the best film. of the
Yes.
I love how Night Swim opened up the year, because that was just the worst.
It was.
That was so bad.
That was. That was
We're not
brutal.
women.
Okay. Well,
So where are we at then?
my number 4 is Heretic.
Okay.
So now we can talk about it.
Okay.
I'll let
I
you
have
kick
it
it off
higher.
because you have it. Oh,
Yep.
I'm kidding. Go for it. I do actually have it higher,
have it higher, okay.
but it's time to talk about it.
All right. Yeah, Heretic. Freaking Hugh Grant, man, and I love the fact that he's doing something like this, and he was so good at it.
role he was born to play.
Yeah, seriously. And then the two gals.
One of our Yellow Jackets.
One of the Yellow Jackets, but the other one, and I don't even know her name or where she's from,
Incredible.
but she was incredible.
yeah.
I absolutely loved her character. I thought she
Yeah.
was just,
They're both so good.
they were so good. I just, and again, the religious horror, and I love how it played on religion.
Yeah.
All different religions, and it was like it was a theology discussion.
Yeah.
Going on like half the time about this and that and the other, and if you believe this, but then they do this, and who's
Yeah.
it was just and then I love how it ends up being this cat and mouse thing going on. I mean, it was really well done.
Yeah, it went places that I wasn't expecting. That's for
Yeah.
sure. It's a little brain candy with some of these like kind of things, almost thought experiments, kind of.
Mhm.
Yeah, Hugh Grant has never been better. And like I would watch this movie any time, any day, drop of a hat. Like, I mean, like when I say it's mush pot with most of these until my top 2, it's completely the truth. It's fantastic. It's just absolutely fantastic. Topher Grace pops up in
It pops up.
little role. Yeah, and just go into it as blind as humanly possible at this point. I know a lot of people have talked about it. It's been on a lot of people's lists,
Right.
but don't spoil it for yourself because it's a great ride.
It is
Yeah.
really good. And producer Scott has it higher up.
Yeah. This would be my number one film of the year.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Actually,
Very nice.
it's close. There's a lot of good ones, but
Yeah.
this was my number one.
All
I
right.
thought this was the role he was born to play.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting from start to finish. There's so many great like little things that you realize at the time are leading up to its logical conclusion, as well as a lot of like really fun surprises, like the candle, which I think everyone everyone who even hasn't seen it knows about the candle.
Candle, yeah.
It's just so brilliantly done.
It is.
Incredibly well written script.
Yep.
And it has both the, like the religious like introductions. It has like great horror kind of creaturey vibes
Mhm.
to it. It
Mhm.
has everything you want.
It does have everything. And yeah, phenomenally acted and lots of girl power,
Yep. Yeah, all good things. So it means number 3.
which is Oddity for me.
Okay.
Okay, so now we can talk about that.
Talk about Oddity.
So I hadn't gotten to. So you saw Oddity first.
I did.
And I didn't get to
I
watch.
tried
Oddity.
to get you guys to watch it
Oh,
with me.
stop it. I had really wanted to see it. I was excited about it. I feel like, with Caveat, with his first film, which there's some little Easter eggs, which is fun. It was kind of thing where I liked Caveat, but I was like, I want to see what else he does because I was invested in his filmmaking. I can't remember your name. Sorry, brother. I love you. This movie gives me happy chills. This is one of those movies where next time I'm watching it, I'm just gonna be rocking back and forth with a big smile on my face, waiting for that ending. The ending is chef's kiss.
Yeah.
But I love that we got again really awesome female lead. It goes places where you're not expecting it. It's very hard to even tell somebody what the premise of Oddity is because it's kind of like you don't want to say too much.
No. Sister investigates her sister's
Sister's-
death.
yeah, and-
Murder.
Yeah, and like there's
And there was a creepy doll.
a folky element to it
There
as
is.
well.
Yep.
There's a lot, yeah, and it's visually very, very pretty movie to watch. A lot of very soothing colors. The sound, again, really, really impressed with the sound in this movie. And there's the thing.
Two really good jump scares that
Oh.
I thought they did really well.
Yes.
And what I liked about it was they just used all these horror tropes that we are familiar with,
Mhm.
whether it's the wooden doll, the owner, the proprietor of an oddity shop,
Yeah.
with cursed items, escaped, asylum,
All the,
Yeah.
lots of tropes, but
fucking, and yet it still comes together
very smoothly.
with this awesome. I just watched this 2 nights ago now, I think.
I have a sister that I'm close to, and like sibling things, especially sister things.
Yeah.
Like I have a little bit of it's a little bit of a trump card for me. So
Mm.
it's kind of like, well, of course it was gonna be up there.
Right. Yeah.
Scott loved Oddity.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Very.
You
very
loved
good.
Oddity.
Yep. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's why it's my number. Well,
Whatever
number
it
6.
is. Yeah. Yeah.
And it uses a character trait to create one of the most creative deaths. If you know what I'm talking about,
I think so.
there's a very creative death
Yeah. Yes.
in this film that I thought was really fun and
Yeah.
inventive.
It's awesome. All right. So that what are we on?
Maybe Long Legs, because
that-
that was my 5.
So are we on 3 then?
Girl, I don't know. I'm so
I think we're on
confused.
3. That was your
Yeah.
3 with Oddity?
Oddity was my 3.
Oh yeah, then we're on Long Legs.
I
That's-
did-
Long Legs is my 3.
I did wear my long legs.
Did you?
then.
Yeah, as did I.
Yeah.
Long Legs is my 4.
Long Legs became so polarizing that it like people either love it or hate that movie, which is really fun for a horror movie. I love how huge that movie blew up. There was when I saw it in the theater, all walks of life folks were in there, people I wasn't expecting to see there. I love that it feels gritty. I love that it feels dirty. I love that it feels like it's something you're not supposed to be watching. The performances are so good. Oz Perkins, I don't think he can make a bad film for me. He is I just don't think he is capable of making something I don't like. And I'm so excited for that damn monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good.
If Late Night with the Devil was like the thing that sort of kicked everything off, I feel like Longlegs was the peak, the Everest.
The Everest,
you know.
yes.
I would argue that my 1 and 2
Your one and
actually
two.
were the peak, but yeah.
Yeah, I rewatched Longlegs
I'm
last
talking
night.
gross-wise, by the way.
You watched it last night?
Rewatched it last night because I was kind of like, I was on that thing where I was like, okay, where do I fall on this? 'Cause I know I liked it, but I want to like it more. I need to watch it again.
Okay.
Because I want to take more of it in and be able to spend more time with it.
Absolutely.
So I finally got to it again, and then I'm glad I did because that was able to help me reconcile, what I was looking at, what I thought of it, understanding it more.
The performances are so good in that movie.
They really are. The young lady,
Who's the FBI agent?
yeah, the FBI agent. She does a really nice, nuanced performance. And then of course Nicolas Cage, is badass.
And she has a little cameo. What's her name? Who played Sabrina? And she's the girl in the hospital.
Oh, okay.
And she talks so weird.
She was. I don't know what you would call it. She had these little, almost like pet names for things.
Yeah, she had, and this like weird cadence
Yeah.
to her voice.
Yeah.
She's a great actress anyway. And that was a fun little surprise. I didn't know she was in it. And of course she's in Black Coat's Daughter from him as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love Oz Perkins, man.
Blair Underwood? Is that his name?
Yes.
What's
yes.
his name?
That's his name.
Haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, he popped up
Yeah.
too. Fun to set it in the 90s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets compared to Silence of the Lambs a lot, which it's like, I mean, I kind of get those vibes, but they're nothing like
Right.
No.
But that would be a good double feature. Those
For
people.
sure.
I'd show up for
Absolutely.
it.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Who would win in a fight?
Longlegs is maybe my favorite movie watching experience of the year.
Okay.
And it didn't bother me the day of,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but the ending with time kind of
You're not super happy.
kind of like dragged it down the list for me.
Interesting.
And that's what I had. I think maybe a problem with initially as well. Was that?
I had a huge smile on my face. My face hurt from smiling at that movie because I just was so happy. I was just on a ride of my life.
All right, Caleb, what's your 3?
My 3 is Conclave.
Ah, okay.
We just have not seen it.
Honorable mention for me.
Conclave. A hope-picking thriller, if you will.
Which of the pick?
Yeah. So very well acted. I foresee some Oscar, Golden Globe wins for this movie. So funny enough, I walked out of this one saying like, gosh, I really liked it, but who's going to go watch it? And lots of people went and watched it. So
Your track record stands.
right. Yeah. Still batting 100,000 million, whatever. Yeah. Everyone in here from Stanley Tucci to Ray Fiennes to,
Lithgow.
John Lithgow. Performance.
I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Sorry, it's no. It has the religious stuff that you like.
Yes.
Just no horror.
Just not a different kind of horror, maybe.
It's kind of funny to think about. I've got several films on here that involve religion.
Religion.
It's a good year for religious horror.
Yeah,
No, it was.
One that it hasn't come up yet, but I don't think it's your number 1 or number 2. But honorable mention again goes to The First Omen for me as well, because God damn, there's a few parts of that movie that like my jaw was on the floor. Yeah, it was fun. That was a great movie. That's a movie
we haven't mentioned yet.
I would
that
watch
probably
that.
aren't going to make it, like Alien, John
Yes.
Romulus. Was pretty solid movie.
It was,
Yeah.
it was okay. Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
number 2.
Number 2.
So for me, my number 2 movie is The Substance.
Oh, okay.
I thought that would be your number 1, Scott.
I thought it would be your number 1. No.
Some things are past.
It is my number 2.
Okay.
It is my number 2.
I had it 5. So.
The Substance. What can I say about The Substance? I love this filmmaker. I loved Revenge by them. So people saw this movie and it literally became their whole personality. And I am so happy that something that is satirical, that is, this is the type of movie you would think would be very kind of indie. Maybe a lot of people wouldn't see it. And instead, it blew up and people, again, of all walks of life, loved it. And it's a horror movie. And I love it when a horror movie surpasses people's expectations. The hype was so real going into this that I was like, it can't possibly, but it did. It delivered. The colors, it's gorgeous. The themes of it. I have my own little pet theory that I can tell you, but I don't want to spoil it for people that I think is going on. The performances, spectacular. The messaging, brilliant. It's body horror too, which to make body horror like this go so over and people love it. For me, this is David Cronenberg and John Waters had a baby. And it's the perfect mix of camp and body horror and societal messaging. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I also feel like whoever Kubrick's set decorator was did this movie because visually it's
Stunning.
it's so cool. Even a little Kubrick reference in that hole.
Oh yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
few references.
But I mean, just
callbacks to
all
other
of them,
movies.
all the shots, whether it's her apartment or they were amazing. They
Yeah.
really were. I think I waited too long to see it,
To take the substance.
to take the substance in. But this was the cherry on top of the horror year.
Oh, that's a lovely thing to say. Yeah.
It was a nice
Yep.
nice jolt of energy that we were not expecting from
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
from a movie title.
Yeah, seriously.
know.
I know. Seriously.
What?
No.
Yeah, anything to add?
You guys did good. No, I loved it. It was great. It was my number 5.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it was sticky.
Yeah.
It was greasy. It was,
Gracie Trigger.
Yep.
Monster Elizabeth Sue forever.
it was
Yeah.
unflinching. The actors just
Brave.
bearing all.
Yeah. They were brave, but just bold
Yeah.
choices.
Yeah. Loved it.
agreed.
Good movie.
Check it out if you haven't
Your
yet.
number 2 movie. What was your number 2 movie?
My number 2 that I haven't heard anyone talk about yet was Maxine.
Because I didn't see it.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
see it either.
And I love X and I love Pearl. Why the haven't I
finally
seen
watched.
Maxine?
I finally watched X. I don't know
Oh,
if I
okay,
told
good.
you guys that.
You did not. Yeah, Maxine for me, I don't want to spoil anything, but I think it was my favorite of the 3, quite honestly.
Wow.
I had a real good time with this film. It takes place in the 80s.
That's it.
That's it, you think, but I just love how they wrapped up the story, how Mia Goth took this character and through the first and the second, and now we're in this third position with her, and it's just she's just brash and she's out there and she's like just taking what she wants, and then she has to deal with murder happening around her, and I totally forgot this, but it actually takes a little religious spin towards the end again, which I just remembered now.
They lay that foundation.
So
in the
they
first
do
one.
exactly. So
she's amazing. She's so good in these.
she
Well,
is.
the first 2 I've
Yeah.
seen.
No, and she's same thing, but it's almost like she's on cocaine because it's the 80s. So you know what I mean? So they kick it up. But I just highly enjoyed Maxine, and I could see myself watching this film
I want to watch it with you
multiple times.
because I love how excited you are about it. So I want
Okay.
to watch it with you.
Cool.
Nice.
We should do it. So I recommend Maxine.
What was your number 2 movie?
My number 2 is the documentary Civil War.
Wow. Okay, that's high up there.
Not a documentary.
No, I
Those
really-
who don't
I
get the
really-
joke.
Well, we'll see. It could be.
I really like this movie. I thought it was so well made, so well filmed, so well acted. The ending was just so intense.
Yeah.
Realized I was holding my breath for probably 15 minutes.
It's an intense movie.
It's the ending for sure. I mean, there's just this whole scene. And if you've seen it, you know. But
Yeah.
uh,
And it's very possible now with the re-election we
It's-
could go there.
mm,
Have you seen it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and
It's-
you liked it?
Yeah, no, it's really good. To me, this is a depressing film.
yeah.
This could.
That's why I'm afraid to watch it.
And I think that's it. Just stuck with me longer than anything else that I watched this year. I thought about it for a very long time about how could this happen.
Mhm.
Easily now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Well, then my number one movie,
All right. I want to hear this.
Nosferatu, of
Oh. Okay.
course.
I haven't seen it.
Wow. Number one.
And you seen it?
Yes.
You not seen it? You liked it? It didn't even make your top 10?
You know, I kind of felt. I don't
Wait,
know.
well, hold on. It didn't even make your top 10?
It's. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure what. It's honorable mention for sure. I love Nosferatu. I thought it was great. But I think
It's a
I
horror
think
movie
I
for
thi-
horror
I
fans.
think I just wanted to throw my other spots to the other films and figure, you know what, someone will have Nosferatu on there.
And someone
Yeah,
did.
me and everyone else on the planet.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it wasn't a great film and I didn't dislike it and didn't deserve it. I'm not
This
saying
is.
any of
I'm
that.
Neil, and I don't like anything that's too mainstream anymore. I kid. So we love an Eggers.
We love it.
We love Robert Eggers. Again, he's like Osgood Perkins. Can he make a movie I don't like? I don't think he can.
I don't think he can.
I don't think he
What
can.
was that one that didn't do so well? That
The Northman?
The
Yeah, the
Northman.
Northman.
It's fantastic.
You loved it? Okay.
Oh, I loved it.
Okay.
Northman's great.
No, I'm just saying, but
Oh,
it didn't.
yeah.
I was trying to remember the name
Northman
because it.
fucks.
Yeah, it does, man.
Oh yeah, he does.
And he does. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I know everybody's talked about this, everybody and their mongoose, but this is one of those where a lot of people were like, is it, actually horror or is it not really horror? And then you see it and you're like, oh no, this is a horror movie. This is a horror movie for horror fans. The color palette, gorgeous. The costumes, immaculate.
No, that
Robert
was-
Eggers and
that
I
was my number
are
8.
big are big suckers for costume, and like there's things that like men wore in this time period that are like we wouldn't consider flattering or cool now,
Right.
but it's like that was what they wore, so that's like what he puts in the film. The performances, especially Lily Rose Depp, I've never seen her. Well, I saw her in Hosers or whatever that was, but I mean
Yoga hosers.
Yoga Hosers, yeah. But she was incredible and barely used any CGI on this film. Sarsgaard, what can you even say about him? He's gonna go down as one of like the best actors of our time. He's so good. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's melancholy, but it's fun. I just loved it, and it's got a cool feminist thing going on. I love it. I can't say enough about it. It's dreamy.
Mm.
I want to watch it again and again and again.
I feel like we have to do the 79 version.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
At some point, we have to.
I would love to do that.
Yeah.
I actually have a digital copy of it.
Oh, okay.
Can I say why I think why it's not in your top 10
Sure.
and why it's not my favorite film of the year?
Sure.
Which I love it. I think Eggers is a master of tone and a master of aesthetic. I think if you and the aesthetic is beautiful and unmatched, frankly. If you take the aesthetic out of it, that's the whole movie.
Oh, disagree.
That's the whole movie.
Oh, hard disagree.
So I
Don't believe
I
that.
really like it. I think it's really good, but it's 90% aesthetic.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Interesting. Okay.
I think Neil just wanted more blood, more carnage.
And there's a pretty good
Unless
amount
it's
of blood.
Terrifier 3.
Yes, exactly.
There's a pretty good amount of blood in this movie.
Is there?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right. I don't know, but I like I said a show or two ago.
Yeah,
whatever it was,
yeah.
I said it was beautiful. You need to get out and watch it and all these things.
Yes.
Scott
Oh,
might be onto something for me, possibly.
And do see it in theaters because the
But
sound and everything.
the sound design is incredible.
You want to
With his voice, with all the other noises
It's
happening.
actually his voice too.
Right.
He didn't do any like well, he probably did some.
They probably did a little bit.
Like
but yeah.
that is his voice. He trained to drop his voice an
Mm.
octave and
do all that.
Jesus.
And had those
unbelievable.
hard, whatever consonants or whatever he
Yeah.
lands on, and he
That
does stuff.
Hungarian kind
Yeah.
of accent.
So-
It's just like for me, it's like they just don't make movies like that anymore. As
Right.
much. I can't underscore why I'm saying like Scott's wrong and all that is because I cannot underscore the performances like in this movie, the performances. And yes, the story's a ripoff of Dracula, but it's a good story. That's why they wanted to make it, because it's a really good story. And there's different ways to interpret certain things about the movie. And the acting is just so good. So good. I didn't know Holly Rose Depp could do what she did. I didn't know that.
Well, you ready for my number one?
Yeah.
I feel like
Should we go with
Sandra
this?
staring me down? I'm sleeping on the couch.
I know, right? Should we go at the same time, Neil?
All right, are we the same number one?
I don't know. I don't know. No idea what
I
yours
know
is.
what your number one is, and I have not seen it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
say
count
it
of
all
three.
once.
Is that it?
Count of three?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Wicked!
I know it. Because the fact that you guys hadn't brought it up yet, and I know
Yeah.
how much you both loved it, I was like, it's their number one.
Sorry, Sandra.
What a beautiful,
I ain't seen
beautiful,
Wicked.
wonderful, just, I don't know.
Magical Mystery Tour.
Yeah. It kind of feels like Barbie all over again, you know, a little bit. Like the
It's phenomenal.
hype, you know, that went around with it. I mean, what can I say? Love the music, love the acting. Any song that can make me cry.
You cried.
Just from voice, you know.
Right. Yeah, you know,
is I mean, it's incredible. And I've seen it, you know.
How many times have you seen it?
No. So far 2.
Are you?
yeah, I mean, like I said,
You've seen it 3 now?
I think 3 or 4.
3 or 4 now?
I can't remember. I know.
Yeah.
No one is more surprised than me. This film is my number one.
Because it wasn't
Because
necessarily one of your
it wasn't even
favorites.
on my radar
Same.
going
Same.
in, and then I saw it, and I was just like, holy cow, that was a lot better than I expected.
Mhm.
And then I thought about it, and then we saw it again at the screening,
Mhm.
and I was like, wow, yeah, I was like,
And you're like, what'd you think? I'm like,
Yeah.
I loved it, Neil.
so yeah, this film, it moves me.
Yeah.
I do not know why.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
No,
why.
I think, you know,
Some of the
without
themes in
going
it,
into,
yeah.
you know, everything, there are some very serious themes that are sort of explored through song and bright colors, but they're still pretty fucked up
real stuff.
real stuff. You
I know
that
I'm
still
gonna
goes
like
on
it.
today.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna like it, but it's just like really funny because I feel like I'm the last person on the planet who has not seen Wicked. Me and Scott.
Yeah.
Right.
Scott and I.
So anyway,
Scott, it's your pick.
I will eat my hat if I
I
don't.
can't
like it.
believe
I know,
that
I know.
that it's me of all people.
Mm-hmm.
The
Right.
Yeah.
musical theater person among us.
Right.
well,
Yeah.
I guess I gotta go see Wicked.
you gotta see it. Of course, Caleb and I have talked it up so much now. You
I
guys are
know.
gonna hate it.
I'll be like, it's alright.
But meh.
It's all right.
I fall asleep.
At least the seat's comfortable, you know.
There you go.
Flying back.
I'm on my phone.
Me and Scott will be
No, I want to be moved. I want to tear. I want to cry. I want to cry at Wicked. I want to cry.
So can I make a quick note? There's a few films I didn't see that I was really curious. I wanted to get to before we had to do this, but I couldn't. And that was Flow. You know about the animals and the tsunami
Yes.
and the animals all
Yes.
together in a boat and there's
Yes.
no talking. It's just animals.
You have no idea. Do you know who you?
I've not even heard of this.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
yeah, the cat is like
It played at Summerfield
yeah,
for like 2 weeks.
I
and
want
then
to see
it's gone.
that.
looks really good. I saw the TV Glow.
I want to see that too.
Didn't get a
Yeah.
chance to see that.
I know I'm gonna like it.
Here I didn't get to see Here with Tom Hanks and Robin Wright.
It was better than I thought it
But
would be.
I just didn't get.
The whole de-aging thing, though, just
Oh,
through you. Okay.
I have
no, it's not that it threw me. It just made me realize that we could never see any new actors ever again. You know,
I
it should just be young Tom Hanks.
I have
and-
feelings from the
you know.
trailer of why I didn't see that. We'll talk about.
No,
about
I'm
it.
just saying it was better than I thought it would be, but it bothered me, and a lot of people because no one went and saw that.
Yep. For some
I was
reason.
right about that.
You're right about it. You
You're
called it. Mel, what do you think?
And
Sweet.
again, I haven't seen Lisa Frankenstein, and I'm gonna love that.
Lisa,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
I
love
haven't either.
Maxine. There's too many good movies this year, people.
There's a lot of good movies.
A lot of-
We were blessed.
The movie gods.
I
blessed
hope
us.
you got to see the majority of these in a theater.
Yes. Always better in a theater.
But if not, cool, I guess.
Yeah. Oh well. Well,
So this is a long episode.
this is like
We-
might have to be split in two
Well, I
episodes.
was about to
I
say.
think we should split it in twain,
So yeah,
like King Solomon.
user pick and then
Yeah.
best of
Agreed.
2024.
Yep.
So therefore,
Good night.
we have to go to bed.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Bye.
More
Thanks for watching.
content. More content for YouTube.